So,
Sir, can you hear me?
what? Yeah, I'm hearing you.
Sir, can you?
Yes. So if it comes to here, this is what is the ecosystem means. If we'll take all the physical environment which is present like soil, where we are living on the surface of the earth. As well as if we'll go to inside the soil, so many are living. If we'll come to the water, so many are living. In come to the atmosphere, so many organisms are living. So all the living organisms and as well as physical environment in which the living organisms live is only called as ecosystem. What we should call? What we should?
Ecosystem.
So both all the living organisms plus environment, if we'll combine, so that is only we used to call as ecosystem. What we should call?
Ecosystem.
So now
System.
let's discuss about this ecosystem more in detail. Shruti, do you understand what is ecosystem?
Yes, sir.
So let us come to here.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, if we'll take here, in an ecosystem, if we'll take for example, the various living organisms interact among themselves. What is the meaning of interact among themselves? Have you noticed it? We are depending on each other. How? In which one? Can you able to say? Plants are depending on something. Next, plants. Some animals depends on plants, and that animals again. Some other animals are depends on it, and we people depends on both plants and animals through something. What is that?
Food.
What is that? What is that?
Sir.
Food chain.
Food, sir.
What we should call? Food chain.
Food chain.
So, various living organisms interact among themselves. Understanding? All the living organisms, various living organisms.
For example, snake interact on frogs.
Interact among themselves. And also, they will share the physical environment. Is it yes or no? And also, they share physical environment. They will share physical environment. So physical environment means in the sense of what? We people are sharing the atmosphere. Is it only we are sharing? Is it any other animal not sharing the atmosphere? Everybody is sharing the atmosphere. Is it yes or no? Yes?
Yes, sir.
So this
Yes, sir.
some organisms interact among themselves. What is the meaning of interact among themselves means in the sense of this is interact among themselves mean through the food chain. What is that? Through food chain. All of you do understand it? Through
Yes, sir.
food chain. Food chain. We are depending on each other. For example, you see, plants will prepare the food from the photosynthesis reaction. So that is why we used to call it as herbivores. What we should call? Herbivores. No. Herbivorous plant. Herbivorous. So now these herbivorous plants, understand that these will be eaten by, plants is called as sources of food. What we should call? Sources of food. Understanding? So these are the primary sources.
Producers.
Yeah, which we used to call producers. What we should call? Producers. So they are called as producers, which will produce the food with the help of a reaction called as, which reaction, Ra? Photosynthesis. So photosynthesis reaction. Now, these plants will be eaten by herbivores, means only vegetarians. So animals, few animals like giraffe, understanding, goat, cow, buffalo, like these animals, deer, like these animals, they will eat this plant.
Horse.
They will go. Yes, horse. So these herbivorous plants will be eaten by carnivorous. Who?
Carnivorous, like lion.
Understanding, like lion, tiger, herbivorous animals will be eaten by carnivorous animals. Now these carnivorous animals as well as herbivorous animals, both together, somebody will eat, like us. Who is that? Omnivorous animals. What is it called?
Omnivorous, sir.
Omnivorous or omnivorous animal. So, like mixed, both vegetarians and non-vegetarians. So that is what. See, we are people are directly or indirectly depends on plants. Is it yes or no? Is it yes or no? No. In the food chain, We all people are depending on each other. We are interacting among ourselves. Like every animal, every plant, everything. Understanding? They will interact themselves through the food chains and also with the physical environment in which they live. Understand? They will share the physical environment in which they live also. So that is why an ecosystem is a self-sustaining unit of living organism and non-living environment needed only the input of sunlight energy for functioning. What is that? Sunlight energy for
Sunlight
functioning. See, you observe
function.
plants, herbivorous, carnivorous, omnivorous, everything is depends. Understanding? Understand? It is naturally sustaining. It is not done by somebody. Understanding? It is automatically they are growing, they will die again. New generation, that is. But only supply of something is needed. What is that? Primary one, main thing in this ecosystem. Who is that? Huh? Needing only the input of Humra. For all the ecosystem, they need only the input of sunlight energy. What is that?
Sunlight energy.
Need only input of sunlight. That's all. So if sunlight is there, what will happen? Plants will produce the what plant will produce? What plant will produce? Food. Correct or not? With the help of a reaction called as photosynthesis. That is why we used to call it as plants.
Photosynthesis.
Primary producers of food, so they are also we can call it as producers. Understand? So that is why we can say
Yes,
an ecosystem is a self-sustaining unit of living organism. What is this called as? Ecosystem we used to call it as what? Self-sustaining. Is it somebody is taking care? Is there anybody is taking care? Nobody. Correct or not? So
Yes, sir.
ecosystem understanding is a self-sustaining, like independent. Do you understand? Self-sustaining means what?
Independent.
Understanding, sustaining of both living and
Non-living.
living organisms and non-living substances. Non-living substances examples, Ra?
Air, water.
Yeah, non-living substances is only called as understanding ecosystem. They only need one thing. What is that? They only need what?
Sunlight.
Light. That is what you should remember. I hope you understand very well, correct?
Yes, sir. Understood.
That is. So, from this we will form a definition. So, the wild animals, wild birds, wild plants, wild everything, fisheries, ecosystem, this will go to the marine animals, understanding, aquatic plants, animals, everything if you take. They all the things, this wild animals, birds, everything, they are very, very comfortable and they will flourish in their own natural habitat. Understand? You may notice it. You tell me animals where they will like. If you keep forcefully in the zoo, or else if you keep it in forest, where they used to happily live. Suppose bird,
Forest.
bird you take. If you kept it in a prison, like in the sense of what we can call that.
Cage.
Tamil, what is it? Cave.
Sir, Kundu.
Yeah. So in that, or else if you keep it freely for flying, so where it will feel happy.
Sir, freely feeling.
That is, even though you can, if the bird can create its natural nest, it will be very happy with that. Understanding? But if you create a nice, good house, like small house, where it can sleep, where it can lay the eggs, where it can, like in the sense of what we can say, hatching its legs, then also it will not be comfort. Only it will be very comfort, and it can self-sustain in the when it is sustaining in the nature, or else normally in the atmosphere. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes,
So
sir.
that's why you can see wildlife and wild animals. Nowadays, you may watch in news also. Tigers is attacked, lion is attacked, attacked this area, this village, this many people it is killed. Like that, we used to heard the word. Why? Because we are
Because we attacked their
habitat. Is it yes or no? Yes or no? So this all the
Like
birds,
dinosaurs.
they used to live happily in their natural habitat. Natural habitat. So they used to live very happily. Happily they will live. Happily they will live and they will sustain. But if you are cutting trees, if you are damaging the ecosystem, what is happening? That is why they are coming into the our region. Is it yes or no? They are entering into our ecosystem and they are attacking us. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Reason. Understanding. We people are killing the forest. We people are killing the wildlife. So that what is happening? They are unable to flourish themselves. They are not finding the comfortable. They are not finding the food. They are not finding the shelter. That is why they are coming into the understanding human life and their human surroundings and human living areas, and they are trying to attack the humans and they're damaging the properties of humans. So this is called as ecosystem. So that is why this ecosystem, if you'll observe, the biggest problem now at present because of these humans, understanding the biggest threat to the existence and survival of wild animals and birds is deforestation. Is it yes or no? Yes or no?
Cutting trees
Yeah.
for human uses.
This is the main and major problem for everything. Pollution, understanding, extinction of
Oxygen.
wildlife. Understanding, not supplying proper oxygen. Now we are facing problem. There is no proper rains. There is no proper wildlife. There is no proper wild animals, wild plants, everything. So many birds are going to endangered. So many plants are going to endangered. So many animals are going to endangered. Even humans are facing problem. Cancer, this problem, that problem. Understanding, chest cancer, liver cancer, kidney cancer, heart cancer. So many problems. Brain cancer, blood cancer. Every different hundreds of cancers in our human body. Understanding, global warming, everything is causing because of one major problem. Why? What is the problem? That is
Cutting trees.
Deforestation.
cutting of trees. That is only we is to called as the first concept which we are going to entering into this chapter, which we are going to discuss. That is only called as deforestation. Deforestation. It causes. Why this deforestation we are doing? So what is deforestation? From tomorrow we will study what is deforestation. What is deforestation?
Deforestation.
Understanding deforestation and what are the causes of deforestation. What is the causes of deforestation?
Deforestation.
This is all from here. We will continue in tomorrow. So this is the major problem for everything, destroying nature, destroying ecosystem, whatever it is problem you are facing present today. Today, so many people in even Tamil Nadu, in India, in Andhra, everywhere throughout the world, so many people are dying, particularly in our India because of COVID second wave, because of not supplying of proper, enough sufficient oxygen. Is it yes or no? They don't have enough sufficient amount
More
of,
uses of vehicles.
that is why they people are dying. Is it yes or no?
Yes, sir. Because of pollution.
Hundreds of people per day, 4,000 people are dying because of COVID, not because of not COVID, because of improper or insufficient supply of oxygen. That is the reason. So that is why we should know the deforestation and what is the reason behind it, why it is causing, and how we can prevent it. What from our side, what kind of contribution we should do to control this deforestation, how we can save this nature. If we'll save the nature, then only nature will save us. Is it yes or no? Save the nature,
Yes,
nature
sir.
will save you.
Yes, sir.
You can say. That is what we are going to study in the next coming lectures. So with this I will stop, and at the last finally we will write what is the proper definition of ecosystem, and we will end it. So what is the definition of this one? Can you able to say? What is the definition of ecosystem? What is the proper definition of ecosystem? Right. It is a self-sustaining unit of. It is the self-sustaining unit.
Self-sustaining unit of both living and non-living organisms.
An ecosystems, see here, grammar, verbs, that is all most important, proverbs and all. An ecosystem, not a ecosystem. A ecosystem or an ecosystem? An or a?
An ecosystem.
An ecosystem.
That is
An
most
ecosystem.
important. Understanding, grammar is most important here. An ecosystem is a self-sustaining unit. An ecosystem is a
Is a
sustaining unit. Sustaining unit. Write it along with me. You have to write it. Do you understand? Self-sustaining unit of living organisms and non-living environment. Living organisms, self-sustaining unit. Understanding of
living.
self-sustaining unit of living and
living
organisms.
and non-living.
And non-living organisms.
Non-living environment, comma, write it. Non-living environment, comma, needing only the input of what it is required. Only it is required one thing. What is that? Needing only the input.
Sunlight.
Sunlight.
Needing only
Sunlight,
the
sir.
input of sunlight energy. Needing the only input of sunlight energy. Needing the only input of sunlight energy for its functioning. What is that? For its functioning. Functioning means like this, reforming of animals, reforming of plants, that is all. Functioning
Process.
of, yes, everything. So that is what we should call as environment.
Ecosystem.
Yeah, ecosystem. So now this is all about the today's class. So in today's class, totally only we studied introduction of conservation of plants and animals. What is conservation? What is conservation of plants and animals? Next one, 4 words. What is that meaning of word? What is that words? Biosphere,
Biosphere, wildlife, biodiversity, ecosystem.
wildlife,
Biodiversity,
ecosystem. That's all.
And ecosystem.
With this, I will end this session. So thank you, and we will meet in tomorrow. Thank you all.